Hello, good morning. Figured I should do a little bit of a live considering as it's been a little hot minute since I had. Just chilling in the hotel room. Keeping myself busy. My coffee. How is everybody doing? I am I'm close to Chicago. Close-ish to Chicago. At this point, I'm like 3.5 hours away from home. Hey, Nez, how are you? Doing a little crocheting. And I also recently decided that I wanted to start learning the ukulele. It's right here. Yesterday, I really practiced for the first time, and I learned 3 chords and can very slowly play a very simple version of "You Are My Sunshine." My fingers are sore. Let's see. Good morning, Trixie. The Art of Handmade Dolls and Stuff. Hello, welcome. Good morning. I'm doing all right. All right, Trixie, thank you very much. So, yeah, my fingers are a little bit tender from doing the chords, but I wanted to learn. Maybe eventually it'll turn into learning the guitar, but for now it's the ukulele. It was cheaper to get myself a ukulele, so it's right here. Got a tuner on there because it does go out of tune quickly. They are nylon strings, so they need to be stretched, and until they are stretched adequately, it will go out of tune a lot. So I just leave the tuner on there so that when it starts to sound funny, I just retune it. Oh, you're learning as well. Very cool. Apparently my niece plays a little bit. And then a friend of my son, she plays, and a person I work with does. And I'm like, well, I have plenty of people who can teach me, but I'm just using like YouTube videos and stuff. And it is like, for now, it's going to be muscle memory for the chords and stuff. I'm having issues with some of the finger placements. At least not as much as I was, because right now I have 3 of them down and I'm just practicing. I don't want to add any more until I could play that flawlessly before I add more. But yeah, exactly. Oh, and sings. I love singing. It's just I'm not always that good at it. Yeah, I'm learning from YouTube. I've been watching the ukulele teacher, and I have his app on my phone. But then, so I was doing chord progressions or wherever where it'll have you just over and over change between the 3 of them. And it just so happens that the 3 that I know you can play a simple version of You Are My Sunshine, Happy Birthday. You Are My Sunshine is what I'm working on now. I sent this to my son and he was like, "Oh, well done." And I'm like, "Thank you, dear," but I recorded it. I didn't sing, but you may be able to hear the tune in there a little bit, but oh, I did. Here we go. I think it's this one. Come on. Let's see. See, I'm slow with the changes. Yeah, so I'm working on it, and I'm sitting in the hotel room practicing so people in the hallway can hear me. I'm pretty sure, because my husband said when he got back from the gym yesterday after work, he was taking a shower and he could hear me practicing. I used to be able to play the flute. I learned it in school, and I played from like the 8th grade to the 12th grade, but I couldn't play it now if I tried. I sold my flute to a lady whose daughter was going into the 8th grade and wanted to play the flute, so I sold it to her. I haven't touched a flute since, so I wouldn't know how to play it now if I had to save my life. I actually have a pick. I've been using a pick for strumming. I figure I'm going to since these fingers hurt, these first 3 fingers hurt, or getting a little tender, feel like I'm going to get blisters. Figured I'd save my other side and use the picks that came with it. Don't use a pick? Really? Why? I kind of like it. I'll break the strings. Oh, see, I haven't been really like going over them super hard. The back of the nail. I'll have to try that. My friend Stephanie Douglas has a channel. She plays uke. She has tutorial videos. Oh, cool. I'll have to check her out. Okay. Yeah, I'll try. Today when I'm practicing, I'll try just using my finger. Yeah, it came with like 2 picks, so I was like, let's just try that. But I only paid it came with a strap, the tuner, the picks, a cloth, the bag, everything. And I got it on Amazon for like $40. So it's not like the most expensive uke out there. It's a cheap one, but I wanted to know that I was going to enjoy it before I spent more money on something better. I didn't want to spend a buttload of money on it to find out that I wasn't going to enjoy it. But that's good to know. I will not dispose of it, but I had it sitting under one of the strings but yeah, I'll give it a try today. When I practice today, I'll try not to use the pick. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I told my son he better see, and a friend of mine that I work with plays, and she said, "You should try it. It's easy." I wouldn't say it's easy. Of course, I'm old, so teaching an old dog new tricks can be challenging, but once I get it down, sure, maybe it'll be considered easy. But the learning process to me is not easy. It's kind of like when I was learning how to crochet. The muscle memory for learning how to hold your yarn and the tension and the hook. There's muscle memory behind the cords and the, stuff like that. Oh, thank you. That would be awesome. I'll do that, Nez. Thank you. Hey, Mr. J. How are you doing? I'm doing all right. I have one more payment for my new snake, guys. One more payment. I get paid on Thursday. I'll make my last payment, and then when he's ready to ship out, he'll come. I have a setup all ready for him. I'm excited to get him. Right, just the basics. So, do you play guitar too? Is it like a similar learning? Like, because I know it's got even more strings than a uke does. Like, for years I wanted to learn the guitar, but then I was like, you know what? I'll try the uke instead and go from there. My husband's wanted to learn the guitar too since he's on the road so much, hence why I'm sitting in a hotel room. He was like, when he's chilling in his hotel, he can practice learning how to play the guitar. And I was like, well, yeah. But it's not as easy to find. You got to spend more money on a guitar. Yeah, I figured it was going to be, I mean, the basic concept, I guess, is still there in the guitar, but, the chords are going to still be a little different and stuff because of the number of strings, I guess. I'm imagining. Started the ukulele because it was easier, yeah. Alright, and you need to start your day, you said, so thank you for stopping in and for the tips. I will practice today without the pick. But, yeah. Alright, Nez, have a great day. Right, yeah, I don't want to. I get easily confused, so it's best not to confuse myself. Hope you're doing good, Mr. J. I have a feeling I saw your name a little bit earlier and I meant to say something and then I got distracted and forgot. My bad. My bad, I didn't mean to. That's cool. When I was a kid, I was in a children's choir. I've also I also sang in a choir in the church choir for a little bit. Um, but yeah, I do like singing. It's just that sometimes the vocal ranges are not good for me. Anything too high is not a good fit for me. And if you want to play the guitar, get a 6-string guitar. Oh! What about, because I know that there are bigger ukuleles like the tenor and the bass. They're bigger. I'm assuming they still, because they said the chords are different on, I think it was the tenor and the bass. The chords are different than on the soprano and the concert. So I'm assuming, I would assume then if they're different that the tenor and bass ukulele are going to be more like a guitar. I think, maybe, I don't know. I also would really like to learn how to play the piano, but then I don't have room for a piano in my house. I don't have a piano, so I'd have to go keyboard, but you'd have to get the kind of keyboard that mimics, because the weight of the keys has to be the same as the piano. Otherwise, what you learn on a keyboard, you're not going to be able to do on a piano necessarily because the weight of the keys is different. Okay, so it's just the bass ukulele that's different. And my ukulele is a concert one. Oops. I made a boo boo. My mother was already like, "You should do a duet with Olivia." And I was like, "I gotta learn songs first." I don't, I'm still learning the chords. I can't do a duet yet. I'm good visiting my sister in Maryland. I try to keep up my voice. That's cool. I've been to Maryland like years and years and years and years ago. I think Ian was like a year old. So it's been a minute since I've been there. Yeah, I sing all the time, but I don't like I'm not doing anything to train my voice, and I probably should just to but I when I'm driving, I'm like belting songs out all the time. Oh, you have two. You have the soprano and the concert. The sound and the yeah. I was the videos I was watching said the size makes if it's the concert is louder, I guess, than the soprano and whatever. It's like more not necessarily clearer sound, but I guess a louder sound because it's bigger. But that would be cool to have two different sizes, and then if like they probably would they sound good together. Like if you had like a duet with a soprano and a concert, because the sounds are different. That'd probably be cool played together, right? I'm just guessing. All right, yeah, I practiced for a few hours yesterday, and my fingers were starting to get a little tender. But hey, I've managed to play three chords into a song, so I'm happy about that. It's the the quicker the song and the faster the chord changes, then I'm struggling. So I'll get there. I'll get there. It was like yesterday was mainly my first day, so thanks for the advice and thanks for stopping in. Yeah. I figured as much. I was like, you know, it's kind of like riding a horse. The first couple of days, your legs and your hips and everything hurts and you can hardly walk, but uh, you keep doing it regardless of the pain, and eventually you don't feel it anymore. Because I've gone through that. Hey, Sheila. How are you doing today? We were just talking about the ukulele. I've been yes, I bought one on Amazon. Um it came on Wednesday. I got it on Wednesday last week. Um but yesterday was the first time I really sat down and like practiced. And I've got 3 chords that I'm working on and can play a very slow, simple version of You Are My Sunshine. The transition between chords is challenging. But I've been enjoying it. At one point, I was still practicing when my husband got back into the room, and I was like, he's not going to want to just sit here and listen to me practicing the whole time. That I brought it so that I could practice when he was working, not when he was sitting here just listening to me do it. Oh, you got a day off today. Very nice. It's been nice out now. The extreme heat has passed, and thankfully, because the humidity was really messing with me. I wasn't feeling great. Didn't really want to eat. When it gets too humid, it's just don't have an appetite. Yesterday I also did a video. I put it up unlisted for a friend of mine. She wanted to learn how to crochet, so I did. And she wanted to learn, she's learned how to do just plain rows, but she wants to learn how to do the granny square, which is what this is. It's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I recorded my hands, and showed her like step by step how to do that, and then posted that to my channel, but put it as unlisted and gave her the link so she can learn how to do that. I'm not a spectacular teacher, but this is the first hotel that I've been at where they'll still actually serve breakfast. The other hotels I've been at lately were just doing grab and go bags, and I just was like, I'm not going down there to grab a bag of whatever. But they actually have a hot breakfast here this morning. So this morning I had eggs and sausage, and yesterday I had bacon. Just chilling in the room. Yeah, blankets are my favorite thing to do because it takes a while to do them, and you can do it mindlessly unless it's a complicated pattern. Like I could sit here and do this mindlessly. Um, I've done graph blankets before. That is a lot of counting and a lot of concentration, so I can't do that mindlessly. Therefore, I can't like watch TV. I can't nothing when I'm doing a graph blanket, because if I count wrong, then everything is off. But I definitely love the mindless. I've done a lot of baby blankets for people, stuff like that, and this to me is just keeps my hands busy, you know. And then it's a nice throw blanket when it's done. And then I don't always buy the yarn can get expensive depending on how big you're going, but I usually will just try and buy the yarn a little bit at a time, so that I don't like, you know, spend all my money right out the gate and hope that they still have the yarn when I'm needing more, pretty much. Crocheting is another thing that I taught myself probably about 10 years ago. So I'm not you know, I have my limits on what I know how to do. But I learned with YouTube videos. And I'm not a good pattern reader. So I'm better with actually watching how it's done instead of reading how it's done. But my favorite patterns for blankets are the corner to corner and the granny square. I found patterns for Legos, and I made probably like 50 Legos. It was about 6 years ago, 6 to 8 years ago. Made a bunch of Legos, and then attached them all together and made a Lego blanket for my son, and he loved it. He loved it, and he wanted it in his two favorite colors, just blue Legos and green Legos, so it's a blue and green Lego blanket. He loves that thing. Even now, he still has it. He's 19 now, and he still has it. That was a lot of fun, making all the Legos and then just sewing them together. Basically, I crocheted them together. That was fun. Animals are good. Right now, my son is staying at the house since I'm not home. I'm about 3.5 hours away until tomorrow. I leave tomorrow and go back home. But my son is staying at the house and taking care of all the animals for me, so. And he actually was excited about it. I was like, "You're excited?" And he was like, "Yeah, I share a room with my roommate. He's an introvert, and he's like, I get to be at the house by myself. Like, yes, I'm excited." I'm like, okay. So I don't have to try and convince him to animal sit when I go away, because it gives him a chance to get away and not constantly have somebody under his nose, since they share a room. And he's got a couple of rats, and he just brings them with him so that they're not left at his place. He just brings them with and takes care of them while he's taking care of the rest of mine. I just go through and I'll be like, these are the animals that are here. This is where their food is. These cages are empty. These ones aren't, kind of a thing. I'll give him a rundown. Told him to call me or text me if he had any questions. He texted me more last week than he did this week. I don't think he's texted me and asked any questions this week, but yesterday or last week were a few more questions, which is fine. I ask me questions if you don't know. And it was funny because some of them were like, where is the food for so-and-so? And I said, I already told you that, but here, it's over here. He's got ADHD as well, so he's, if I tell him too many steps at once, he doesn't retain it all. So I understood when he was texting me and asking me questions, it wasn't that he was just not listening to me, it's that I gave him too many steps at one time. I was like, this is here, this goes to this one, this goes to this one, do this for this one, and somewhere along the lines it gets lost. So, hey H7, how are you? I have one more payment on the snake. I just lost count. I only owe 100 more, and I'm going to pay that on Thursday or Friday. I'll pay that, and then I just have to wait for him to get shipped. So, yep. And every time I make a payment, the guy emails me and lets me know he got it. So, I'm excited. I already have his enclosure ready to set up. Upgraded my others. I got them back from my friend because up until a few days ago, I lost count again because I'm talking. Up until a few days ago, they were still at their house. I was like, I need to come and take my snakes back. So they're back at the house now. They ate on Friday. That was one of the things I gave instructions to my son about, because I was like, I just need to get water dishes in there. But if you want to do that, you can do that. And he was like, they're not going to bite me. And I'm like, no. So I said, come over here. We're going to have a pick up the snake lesson. So I said, open it up. Don't hesitate. Just reach in and get the bulk of the body, not up near the head, not by the tail. You don't want to pick them up, on either end. You want to go for the bulk of the body and don't hesitate and just scoop them up. And I said, they won't bite you. So I got super lucky. I redeemed 28 bottles, and the collector guy didn't do the math and gave me $1 per bottle. Oh, that's a big difference. $1 as opposed to... How did he make that mistake? Wow, that's pretty awesome. I love when people make mistakes like that, and that's crazy. Oh, he's gonna get a talking to, isn't he? Way overpaid that guy. That's funny, though. Yeah. Just be like, I deserved this little break. Sorry, I'm just kind of like crocheting while I'm here. Right? Should have had a lot more bottles for that mistake because that's probably not going to happen again. Yeah, it's a beautiful day here too. Last night we walked. There's a couple restaurants close by, so instead of driving, we walked to get dinner, and it was so nice. Like right now, where I'm at, I'm in Illinois. Um, it is only going to go up to 82. It's 79 degrees right now. Says it feels like 84, but like when I was, it just, to me, it feels gorgeous out because it's not the excessive humidity like it has been. And the excessive humidity was making me not even want to eat. I wasn't feeling good. I was like, I'm too hot and too sweaty to eat something that's also hot. Like, bleh. Just wasn't, did not have an appetite. This is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Love it. And of course, I love the colors. Ooh, yum. I had eggs and sausage this morning downstairs in the hotel. Drinking my coffee. Boy, I'm having a hard time counting right here. Counting and talking at the same time don't mix. 1, 2, 3. And I've also been practicing. Yesterday I was practicing my new ukulele. I've already got it sitting up here ready to practice again later. My fingers are a little bit sore. A little irritated. Move this forward a bit. I want to lean. Come on. But yesterday was the main day that I practiced. And I think I did pretty well, considering. Oopsie. Oh yeah, it's been every now and then they still will ask me if I'll cover a certain day. And lately, even if I wanted to, I'm not in town. Like, I'm not in town right now. The last couple of weeks, I've been not in town. I'm in Illinois right now. I'm about 3.5 hours away from home. Um, I know that next week I had been asked if I would cover a cashiering shift, and I was like, chances are I'm not going to be in town because the last couple of days or the last couple of weeks I haven't been. And if I don't go out of town, I don't see him when he's home on the weekend because the weekend is when I'm at work. So leaving is the only way that that's going to happen. So I only work Fridays and Saturdays now, but it's literally all day, like 12-hour days. And I dread each time. It's like, I'm like, wow, I have to go to work again already? When did Friday get here so quickly? So, and they're just long days. They're long days and they're stressful days. But I get through it. Like when I go home tomorrow, I'm going to be back home tomorrow and I'm going to be like, before I know it, I'm going to be back to work again. And what's funny is the person who works during the week, Monday through Friday, about, whatever, she only has a handful more hours than I have. And then there's another one that has less hours than me. She works 3 days and she works less hours than me. And the other girl works Monday through Friday and only has a handful of more hours than me. And I'm like, how is it that I still have that many hours in just the 2 days that I'm there? Because I squeeze it all into those 2 days. And it's exhausting. Yeah, it's definitely I like being there for the animals, but on was it Friday morning or Saturday morning? I think it was Saturday morning. I was like, I quit because I had to pull like 3 different guinea pigs. I was trying to still clean the wall of dogs, and I had to keep stopping because I keep hearing about this guinea pig has a problem. This guinea pig has a problem. And I'm like, I quit. I quit. Had to keep finding room for guinea pigs. So, and then I had, yeah. Things start going wrong and it's like, why am I here? I don't like it. But I was, doing all my cleaning and someone came back and was like, I need you to come look at this guinea pig. And I'm like, okay. So I go and look at it. I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to pull this guinea pig. And then 10 minutes later, I'm working on the wall. I have another problem. And I'm like, oh my goodness. But I still do. Like, we've got this really, really cute, I lost count again, this really, really cute dog right now. She is a Victorian Bulldog, which basically means that her mix is English Bulldog and American Bulldog. And she is the cutest little thing. I have a picture. I was holding her when she came in. And she came in on Friday. And she is the cutest little squirt. I'll show you a picture of her. I love her to death. I love her. Look at it. Look at it. So when I start feeling stressed, I just get out one of those cutie pies and snuggle them. Ugh. I love her. I love her. She's just full of rolls and her tongue keeps sticking out. And no, I actually wouldn't mind working for like the shelter or whatever, but then I'd feel sorry for all the animals and want to take them all home, but I do that already, right? Because I like the idea of helping to rescue animals more than helping to sell animals, because when you're rescuing them and rehoming them, you can pick the best home for them, but at the store, we can't tell people they shouldn't get an animal, because like there's so many times it's stressful when they come in and they want to buy an animal, but they know absolutely nothing about that animal, or they're buying the worst enclosures and feeding them the worst things, but I'm not allowed to say, I'm not going to sell this animal to you. That's what makes it hard for me when it comes to being at the store, as opposed to working at a rescue or something where you can actually be picky about where they go and making sure that they have the best home possible. That's what I would like to do, is making sure that they go someplace where they're going to be taken care of, not someplace where the people have no idea what they're doing. So I guess, yeah, I would prefer to do it that way, have a different job in that respect, but still working with animals. So, yeah. Like, we literally had somebody come into the store a few weeks ago that was buying a rabbit, and they picked up a cage that was literally like this. It was a hamster cage, and it's a hamster cage that's too small for a hamster, mind you. It was just that big, and they were going to buy it for the rabbit. We're like, oh my God, no. You cannot buy, that's way too, like, that rabbit wouldn't be able to turn around in there. How do you think that this is okay? So we at least can say, you need to get a bigger cage. But we've had people argue with us, before, that it's fine. And I'm like, you can get a smaller cage as long as that animal's going to be getting out all the time. But this particular cage that these people were getting for this rabbit was absolutely, absolutely unacceptable. I mean, it's a hamster cage, and it's technically too small for a hamster. That's a travel hamster cage, and you're going to let a rabbit live in there? Ugh. So I try and educate people on that kind of thing, at least. Maybe corporate would be upset that they didn't make a certain cage sale to go with an animal, but I'm concerned about the animal's welfare more than the sale. That's the thing. That's where we differ, I guess. Is like, I want them to go to a good home where they're going to be taken care of properly. I don't want to just make the sale. So I've literally said, instead of, like, the hamster cages are all too small. So I've literally said, I go to Walmart and get a bin that's equivalent of a 40-gallon tank. It's a lot cheaper than actually buying the 40-gallon tank. And it's cheaper than buying the stupid little tiny cages. And it's perfect. So, I do what I can do for the animals without getting into trouble. Yeah. Like, I don't even like when people buy a betta fish and they're paying for the betta fish with a little bowl, and I have to keep myself from saying, this is not good. This is not good. Yeah, you would think so, but at the pet store, as long as they're old enough to buy the animal, they can buy the animal, regardless of whether or not they know how to take care of it. We have animal care sheets, but not all of those animal care sheets are even accurate. Like, I've read through some of them, and I'm like, that's not true. And then just because it's sold at a pet store doesn't mean it's appropriate for that animal. We have so many animal treats for um, rabbits and guinea pigs that are really bad for them. Rabbits and guinea pigs can't eat seeds. It's not good for them. Yet the shelf is full of all of these treats for rabbits and guinea pigs. It's got pictures of rabbits and guinea pigs on it, and those treats have seeds in them. So just because it's marketed for a specific animal doesn't even mean it's good for them. You have to do your research before, you're going to shorten that animal's life by feeding them the wrong things. So, yeah, in a more perfect world. But that's why I would love to be in work for a rescue or have my own rescue. Especially like me and a coworker were talking, a rescue for the small animals. Not even so much for dogs and cats. Dogs and cats, sure. But I feel like dogs and cats, it's common sense on how to take care of them. It's more common knowledge, I guess, as opposed to small animals, and not all animal shelters will take them and things like that. And the knowledge about them is way down in comparison, and people don't take care of them properly, either in the wrong enclosures, the wrong kinds of food, stuff like that. So we both had talked about how we would love to just do a small animal rescue and make sure that they go to places and people don't just, impulse buy them, not having any clue on how to take care of them. And there's going to be cases where the food's not good for the animal, but it's not going to kill them. But there also is food that is literally going to kill them, because they live and die by their gut. Their digestive system is way different. Like rabbits and guinea pigs, their digestive system is way different than ours. So what would probably just make us sick or give us a stomach ache can actually kill them and shut their digestive systems down. So, there's a little bit of a difference in that. Like, there are going to be foods that are toxic to them. Kind of like, the common knowledge, don't give your dog chocolate because, whatever. There's going to be a lot of foods for rabbits and guinea pigs that are going to be comparable to giving a dog chocolate. Because their systems, like my ferret is strictly a carnivore. It can actually kill her if I try and give her fruits and vegetables. So, because her digestive system has absolutely no clue on how to digest that. It only knows how to digest meat. So, that kind of thing. How you doing, Doughboy? Oh, I never would have thought of apple seeds for sugar gliders. Apple seeds actually can be toxic to other animals. I think, I'm trying to remember which animals it is. See, even I will double check on things, like make sure that my animal can eat it before I give it to them. I think apple seeds are toxic for rats, even. Now I gotta look. Apple seeds are toxic to what animals? Apple seeds contain cyanide. A chemical that can cause hypoxia or lack of oxygen delivery to the body. Let's see. Apple seeds toxic. Are apple seeds toxic to rats? Rats can absolutely not eat apple seeds. The seeds contain cyanide, which is poisonous to rats. Therefore, you have to make absolutely sure that you remove the seeds before you feed the fruit to your rat. Okay, so you were teasing me. All right. Yeah, because sugar gliders. Fresh and organic apples are completely safe for sugar gliders. Yeah. Yeah, they can't have the seeds. I was not even thinking. I'm pretty sure I would have known that, considering, like, if they have cyanide in them, how would that even be good for them? But I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking. But yeah, like, there's going to be things that animals, their digestive systems just can't handle. So, any of the seeded treats for guinea pigs and rabbits is not going to be good for them. Their bodies don't know how to digest that kind of thing, where, like, fruits and vegetables are going to be fine for guinea pigs and rabbits, but my ferret, her digestive system has absolutely no idea what to do with that. You got me. But too many people just give them whatever. Only 2 left now. Oh. I actually have the opportunity to get another chinchilla, and then Andy wouldn't be alone. But it's another male, and males can be hard to bond. I thought, that would be good for him in the way of, if I could bond them, he wouldn't, he'd have somebody to hang out with while I'm not around. And I would be able to get him for free, because this person that I know said the friend is looking to rehome, and he would let me have him for nothing. But I don't know, like, if they don't bond well together, then I'd have to have another cage, and I don't want to do that. Aw, 7 years old. Every now and then at work we get sugar gliders, and they're always, like, so sweet. Like, we've had some pretty sugar gliders. I mean, I would have to, if I was ever going to get any sugar gliders, I'd have to do more research, because, I don't know everything. I know there's basics of absolutely cage sizes and foods or whatever, but there's going to be other care aspects that I'd still have to research, which is what I do with any animal that I bring home, so I always lose count. Before I brought home my Beardy, I made sure that I did extra research. The ferret. The ferret's completely different. It's the only animal that I have, because all my other small animals don't eat meat. they eat fruits and veggies and hay and stuff like that. Although the rabbits eat meat, the rats, but the ferret was completely different. So I did a little bit of research on that before I took her home. Research about the chinchilla because his care needs, he can't overheat, he can't get wet. We had one that was born deformed. They ended, oh, poor little thing. That's sad. They knew something was wrong with him, so they were gonna eliminate him. Because I guess, yeah, in the wild, he would be picked off because he was not born, quote unquote, healthy. So that's how they take care of things. Too bad they don't know when you're in captivity, you don't have to kill them. You can make it work. No animals with me right now. They're all at home. I really would have liked to smuggle something into the hotel room, but I didn't. Yeah, my chinchilla's a male. I didn't know you had a chinchilla. He loves to. I open the door to pet him and stuff, and every now and then he'll just kind of jump up on me and sit right here, and I pet him, and then he jumps back in. He's a sweetie. When I get home, I gotta give him some of his dust so he can have a dust bath. What do they do when they're lonely? I've seen him just kind of sit looking sad, but and when he senses danger, he barks. But he hasn't barked in a while. He used to. And that was more earlier when I first got him. He would do that. So I think he's just gotten used to the sounds in the house, and he doesn't feel unsafe anymore. He has a tendency to throw his poop out of the cage. That's always fun. It's a daily sweep of the floor because there's always his poop flung out of there. And hay. I'll have to look. Let's see. They will eat very little. They refuse to play or interact with his toys and will neglect to move around his cage. See, he still is active in his cage. Chew his fur and become indifferent to his surroundings. See, mine at least is not doing that. He does. I have to get him a different wheel. His wheel won't stay on now. He jumps on it to play on it and it falls off. He chews on his hide, which is made out of Timothy hay, so it's not going to hurt him. He runs around. He definitely eats, so he's not showing any signs of depression, which is good. And he still loves attention. Like, he'll come up to the cage and for his pets and chin rubs and stuff like that. And like I said, he'll jump onto me and stuff. And then he can come and go as he pleases. So he'll jump up on me. I'll pet him. He'll turn around and jump back in. Oh, so that didn't say anything. What do they do? It didn't say anything about their privates. It said chewing on their fur and stuff, but... So I'm debating whether or not I want to take in that other chinchilla. I mean, it's not going to cost me anything to take him in, aside from feeding him, but then I'd have to make sure that the two of them would bond, because I don't want two separate cages. It's always harder to bond the males than it is to bond the females, or a male and a female. Oh, gotcha. Well, I know it's a disturbing thing. I'll use my imagination and think that's awful. Ouch. Luckily, he seems to be fine. Oh, is there? I'll have to look it up then. I'll have to look it up then. I don't know if I want to know, to be honest with you, if it's that disturbing. Oh, interesting. Hmm. Yeah, I can't say that he's ever done that. Hey, Misha, how are you doing? You got a busy day? My day is just easy going, sitting in a hotel. But it's been a minute since I did a live, so I figured. What's your day consist of today? What's gonna be keeping you busy? Huh. Yep, I sure am. Figure the only way to work on a relationship is to actually be there, right? So, because if I don't go on his jobs with him and stay in the hotel, I don't see him because when he's home on the weekend, I'm at work. Huh. Yeah, I haven't seen that happen, so and he hasn't been displaying any signs of depression and loneliness, so that's good. Yeah, I've been sitting here crocheting, watching TV, learning how to play the ukulele. So, I just got a text. I just got another text. It's work, of course. Oh, it's the schedule for next week. Let's see. Got it out early this time. And it looks the same as always for myself. Oh, we got new people. There's new names on the schedule. Nice. The ukulele that I got, Misha, I got on Amazon for $40. $40. It comes with the tuner. It comes with picks, which I was told by somebody not to use the picks because it's hard on the strings, since they're nylon. But and it came with a bag. It came with extra strings, but and then I tuned it, and I've been practicing. So I've got 3 chords that I have learned that I'm trying to now get the transition between them smooth and not hesitant. And then I played a very basic song, You Are My Sunshine. Very basic version of that. Yesterday was my main learning day. I haven't really tried anything beyond that. Oh, buy the one you could put together yourself. $26. Wow. Are you a bully? Yeah, $40. But yeah, I paid $40 for this, and it's a concert ukulele. Yeah, I don't have a problem. I have to tune it a lot because until the strings stretch out and everything, it goes out of tune quite frequently. Which, as long as I have the tuner, so it's easy enough to work on. But yeah, just been keeping myself busy with that. You leaving already, Misha? Have a good day. Now I'll have to practice playing with just my fingers because I was using a pick yesterday. And I've been told don't use a pick. Misha is my favorite bully. I think she's the one that was calling you the bully. I like making blankets. Might have to go downstairs and get myself some more coffee. Well, I've been on for almost an hour and a half. I don't know if YouTube is being accurate on who it says is in here because this was only showing me one. But anyway, I could go ahead and wrap it up because it's been almost an hour and a half. And I hope everybody has a wonderful day. School has started here already. Craziness. Hope everybody has a great day, and I will talk with you later, guys.